This podcast is for support and inspiration only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or care team about what's right for you. 4 months after weight loss surgery, and Kelsey's biggest surprise,
Hair loss is at an all-time high right now. This morning I could have built a bird's nest with the amount of hair I lost.
she's brutally honest about her pre-op mistakes.
During my pre-op phase and treated it like a funeral, basically for a food funeral the whole period of time. Like I ate what I wanted. I
And the mental battle she didn't see coming.
still see myself as a bigger girl. And I'm like, how did I let myself get to this size? The happiness and oh, you're losing weight. I don't have that excitement yet.
Her biggest advice for anyone still waiting for surgery?
Getting in that habit of doing it before the surgery will make it so much easier.
Hear Kelsey's full, unfiltered story on Bariatric Paths. Let's begin. Alrighty, so we're here with Kelsey, and we're just going to jump right in. Kelsey, you are a little bit over 4 months post-op. How's it going so far?
Um, Everything's going pretty good. The hair loss is at an all-time high right now. This morning I could have built a bird's nest with the amount of hair I lost. So,
How does that make you feel about that with the hair loss?
not the greatest. I'm thinking about getting a chop, but this is the longest my hair's ever been, so I'm kind of scared to lose it, but it's also very unmanageable when so much is coming out. And I didn't
Yeah.
expect this much hair. After having my baby, I lost hair. It was manageable, but this time around, and I mean, I know different circumstances, it just seems like a lot is coming out at a time. So,
When you researched about it, like what were you expecting? Just like a little bit or?
yeah, I mean, I knew I was going to lose hair. I just didn't think it was going to be the amount that I lose on the daily.
I'm just really interested about the hair loss because I had the opposite effect. So I had thyroid issues before my surgery. And so I always had hair loss and it coming out. And for the longest, I would just keep it like almost like an army buzz cut just because it never stayed in my hair long enough. And then for some reason afterwards, when I started taking the collagen and stuff, it started growing and staying. So this was like the opposite effect for me, but I definitely know the pain of losing hair. It's not fun. I hope you get through it and it grows back because I know just as a female, like it's almost like your hair is almost like your power. You love your hair. So I definitely understand. But I hear that it comes back after, once the weight loss settles a little bit, take your collagen. It's supposed to come back though. I haven't heard it being a permanent hair loss.
Right. I mean, and I'm not opposed to extensions or whatever. If I have to go that route, I will. And right now I have lots of hair. It's not like I'm
It's still
balding
beautiful.
or anything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty because when I was going through your questioning, you had highlighted something that I really wanted to kind of jump in and discuss, and that was the pre op. So, getting ready for the surgery. So, I know you're 4 months post op. Let's rewind it a little bit and let's just take a moment to think about like, you said that you wish you took the pre op phase more seriously. What do you wish you hadn't ignored? And what did it cost you?
um I guess just like trying my hardest to lose the weight before. Like I knew that once I had surgery, I wasn't going to be able to eat certain foods. I wasn't going to be able to go out and indulge, and so I ignored that during my pre-op phase and treated it like a funeral, basically for a food funeral the whole period of time. Like I ate what I wanted. But I just wish like I would have started making those healthier habits and
Mm.
falling into a healthier lifestyle a lot sooner than what I did.
So when did you say you really kind of started that before your surgery? How far in advance?
The whole process for before my surgery was a year long. So I went to the doctor and I actually went to my OBGYN because I'm not sure if we're done having children yet. So I wanted to ask her
Mhm.
what she suggested to do it because I am 34. So I didn't know, if I should try to have another baby or if I should jump into weight loss surgery because I do know once you have surgery, you have to wait, almost a year to start trying. So I asked
Yeah.
her for guidance and she had suggested, just to go ahead and start losing the weight and get surgery. Um, and then the process to get it was, jumping through, doing all the things for, I said
All
jumping
the
through the
things for
hoops.
the
That's how I
insurance.
treated it. I treated it as a checklist. I mean, I had
Yeah.
my checklist and I got all my lessons complete within like the first month. I didn't do it month by
Mhm.
month. I got everything as done as soon as I could and didn't take the time to actually apply what I was learning and supposed to be doing.
So you were just kind of like you said, just getting that checklist checked, but it didn't really become lifestyle changes.
Yeah. And then I kind of got like a slap in the face when they called me and put me on my liquid diet the day before Thanksgiving. So I missed Thanksgiving, Christmas, and my birthday because I was all on a liquid diet through all those phases.
Hmm.
But it was also good because I learned that you don't have to rely on food during the holidays. That, people make it about food and it's not. Like, you should be with your family and enjoying getting together and seeing people, but it's so food focused.
And you don't realize how much your social gatherings are food focused until food is not the main thing that you can really enjoy anymore. So I'm sure I know for me, my first Thanksgiving was awful. I was post op because I had my surgery on Halloween, but I was still like soft foods, couldn't really have anything. And it was almost a little sad because I was just kind of like sitting around, everyone's just enjoying themselves. And I kind of felt like I was just there almost like I was impeding in in the festivities. How was it for you? Was it similar?
Still kind of feel that way. Like, if we go out to
Mhm.
dinner, like, I'm done within, 10 minutes of getting my food. I eat
Mhm.
slow, but you just can't eat enough or eat a lot. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always just kind of sitting there and everybody else is eating and I'm just like, okay, what do I do now? Like, so I just told my mother-in-law that today that I don't even enjoy going out to eat like I used to because
Mhm.
I'm just sitting there, I feel like. So,
Yeah, I'm the middle of three sisters. So it's three of us and then my mom. So usually for Mother's Day, we leave the kids with the daddies. And the three of us either go to like a fancy restaurant or something. And so that's like our just the girl time for us. And this is like the first year I'm just like, I don't care where we eat. Can we do something else? Y'all want to go to the spa? Y'all want to try something like
right.
I don't care because I'm just there. Whatever I order, like you said, in 10 minutes, I'm going to ask for a to go box and just sit there and talk.
And they look at you funny, like, because you're not eating your food, especially,
Yeah, the server's just like, did you not like it?
yeah, the Mexican restaurant. I had one taco and like I ate a couple bites of it, and the guy kept coming by and like looking at my plate, like, are you not going to eat it? Like, what's wrong? And he never questioned me, but I could see it in his face, like, why is this girl not eating?
There was one time I went to a restaurant and it was like multiple courses. So we had the appetizer and the main course and everything. And I wanted to taste just a little bit of each course. So literally appetizer came, had two bites to go, please. Yeah. To go for that. Then to go, like, he was just like, you just keep bringing the to go boxes. Like, I'm going to eat it eventually over the next week. Have little bites, but I just wanted to taste each course and not get full on the appetizer because that's a thing now. So, what was that wake up call where you were reflecting that you wish you would have done more for your pre op? Why did you have that?
Just because, like, I hardly lost any weight before my pre-op. I think I might have lost 10 pounds, but I might have gained it back because we ended up going on a cruise right before my surgery. So I didn't lose a whole bunch of weight. And so now I know it's not a competition, but you hear people saying, oh, I lost X amount of weight before my surgery. And I just regret not giving it my all and potentially losing more weight than what I have now. I mean, and it's not about the weight loss anymore. Like, I thought it was about weight loss, and it's not. I mean, because I feel 100% better than what I did before the surgery. But
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the biggest, like, I could have lost more or I could have done more beforehand.
So, how much have you lost since your surgery?
Since my surgery, 82 pounds, I believe.
82 pounds in 4 months. What you trying to lose? The 100, 1,500? That's
You
a
know,
lot in
it's
four
a mental thing.
months.
It
That's
just sounds, I
crazy.
know it sounds absurd. It really does. Like, I guess because I feel like I started out with so much weight to lose, and I feel like I'm only halfway to where I need to be. Like,
Okay. But
you
you also
know,
just started.
in my head, I'm 2 steps ahead all the time. So I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'm running out of time because I know they say, oh, at 6 months, your time slows down. You don't lose as much weight. At least that's what they kind of tell us at our weight loss clinic. And I don't know if that kind
Mhm.
of goes into the back of my head. And I had such a hard time losing weight before the surgery. I don't know if it kind of has put me in like a panic mentality. Like, if you don't lose this weight by 6 months, you're never going to lose it. Like, so it's just a mental thing for me that I probably need to work with my therapist about.
Well, I will just say one, clearly the surgery is working because 80 pounds in 4.5 months is no easy feat. And we both know that you want to be able to do that without the surgery. So clearly it's having its effect, and your body will lose what it needs to lose as long as you give it what you need to give it, whether it's in 6 months, 8 months, a year and a half. I'm 18 months post op and I'm still losing. So it doesn't stop. It'll only stop if you stop.
Right.
So if you're consistent, if you keep doing what you need to do, I mean, it's very rare that I hear people that are saying that they stop losing and they're doing everything. Usually the ones that are like, oh, I'm plateau. Or are you hitting your water goals? Well, no, I can't drink all of that. Well, okay, you need water. Are you doing your protein? Oh, I try. It's those things that slows
Right.
you up because yes, eventually your body, is going to naturally lose just because you have a smaller stomach. But eventually, once it gets adjusted to that stomach, now you have to put in the work and the effort and work out, drink. You'll be fine. You're doing good. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you're doing amazing. I get it though, because for me, I felt like, okay, this is your one shot, girl. Like, we're not doing nothing else. Like, this is it. So you want to make sure you do it right. But as long as you're doing it, then you're doing it right, in my opinion. And that's just my 2 cents. But, who am I? So if you could talk to your pre op self right now, what would you say to her without sugarcoating it? I want the real tea. What would you tell her?
Do what you're supposed to do. Just listen to the doctors, listen to the nutritionist, and track your food. Eat the foods that are good for your body, not the foods that you don't think you're going to be able to eat after surgery. Um, get more physical activity and get moving because I didn't really start focusing on physical activity until I was about a month ago, 3 months post op. So I think it would have been a lot easier after surgery to get back into moving if I would have been doing it prior to my surgery. Um, but just do what they tell you to do. And you'll be better off in the long run because you have to have those habits after surgery, and incorporating them and learning how to do them before is going to help you out a lot because you have so much to track and so much to do after surgery that like adding those in and focusing on those after the surgery plus the surgery and then learning your whole new way of life is very challenging.
So what was the most overwhelming part? Was it the mental, physical,
For
something
me, I
else?
think it's mental. Yeah. Um I guess just realizing how much we rely on food, like we said, going out to eat, for social outings, holidays. I mean, we live in a small town, like surrounded by cornfields. So there is nothing to do besides going out to
Go
eat.
eat.
So we are definitely like being more creative on finding things to do, on date nights and um, going on more walks and being more physically active instead of going out to eat. So.
What about your self-talk? How has that been affected from this journey so far?
Um, Still working on it. I mean, I'm proud of myself every day for the things that I do, for showing up for myself. Um, it is hard losing that much weight in a short amount of time because you do go to the stores and try on clothes. And even though I'm 3 sizes down, they still don't look the way that I want them to look. And,
Mm-hmm.
you can't, it's hard to spend money on clothes knowing that you're only going to wear them for a short amount of time. So, and I used to love shopping. So that's kind of hard because I've been, putting money away in a fund for when I'm closer to my goal. But it's still hard
Mm-hmm.
because that was such a fun pastime of mine was going shopping. And so I don't really enjoy doing that as much because of, well, the money, because you're not in the clothes very long, and just I'm not currently liking the way my body's looking. The body dysmorphia is a real thing that I
It's
don't think
very
I
real.
understood, when they said you're not going to recognize the person that you are. I didn't understand that, but kind of understanding it now.
Honestly, I always heard about the body dysmorphia, and I'm not gonna lie. I said, "Oh, that's a skinny person thing." Like, what you mean you're not gonna be able to notice how much weight you lost? It just I couldn't fathom that idea until I experienced it because I didn't start getting new clothes until after I had lost over 100 pounds, and it wasn't because it didn't I didn't need them. I definitely did. It took my husband saying, "Hey, your clothes are falling off. They're too big. It's time to get clothes." But like my brain was still putting on these 3X, 4X clothes. And like you said, it just wasn't looking right. It like I just didn't see the change and the growth. And it's something that I don't know if you can get prepared for. I know I wasn't prepared for. I feel like I'm still not prepared for it. Like even now, there's no way you would have told me 2 years ago I would have lost 175 pounds and hate going to the store because I have the exact same thing. Like I learned how to shop for the big girl. Like I love my big girl. I knew the stores that had my sizes, that had the right lengths and pants and looked good on my hips. And now it's like I don't know what looks good on me. I don't know what size I am. Apparently, a 14 means different things at different places. Like, like you don't want to hide yourself, but you also want to make sure you still look put together and kept. Because I'm 34, I can't go around with like too little clothes or too tight clothes. So it's definitely that's something that I don't know how you could get prepared for, but I agree that that was very shocking for me to kind of experience. And I don't look, I don't have words of wisdom on that one because I'm still working on it too. I do know pictures help. That like that's the only way I see the difference is if I take pictures.
Yeah.
But other than that, like mirror to mirror, it took a minute, like a big minute. which everyone's just like, oh my gosh, you lost so much weight. I'm like, I'm glad you see it. I don't. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, what's the first thing you feel?
I don't know, maybe still some shame because I still see myself as a bigger girl. And I'm like, how did I let myself get to this size? Um, I I don't know. I guess I don't feel the happiness and the, oh, you're losing weight. I don't have that excitement yet. Even though I know I am and I see the scale moving down, but it just when you don't see it, it's still hard to have those happy feelings, I guess.
So you've made the changes, you've done the surgery, but have you started to forgive yourself yet?
Probably not. Definitely I'm planning on getting a therapist soon. I have not found one yet, but that is definitely on my list of things to accomplish this year because I didn't realize how mental the surgery would be.
So you said you felt shame and it's a mental battle, and we're going to get the therapy, which I agree. I got one as soon as I could. Love my therapist. um, but are you doing anything outside of that to kind of accommodate with the mental shift, or you're still just kind of like, because I know you're still kind of early. Is it still just kind of like every day you're getting a little bit more of a shock of the different experiences you're having?
Um, I don't know. I would say there are some good days and some, it's not all, oh, this bad mental, there are
Yeah.
glimpses of, oh, hey, I, in pictures, you take a picture and you see yourself and you're like, okay, I do look good. So it's not all been bad.
Yeah.
And I guess just using those pictures and the before and afters comparisons to help see and help, improve my mentality that I have lost the weight and I am doing it, but that you're not the same person you were. So you have to take your blinders off basically and look at who you're becoming.
Get to know her. She's cool too, I bet. You never know till you try, right? If this is hitting home, go ahead and follow the show. And if you haven't already, join the Facebook group Bariatric Paths, Your Journey, Your Tribe. You can also sign up for the email list at bariatricpaths.com for updates and event info. So surgery day comes and the weight starts dropping. The emotions don't. And what is the most unexpected part of life after the sleeve?
I guess how little I really could eat. I didn't even fathom, what 3 ounces would be in the beginning, or, now I'm eating about 5 ounces maybe at times. But that's still, I mean, I eat less than my 2-year-old does. And it just is crazy to me that our bodies can really survive off of that. And the amount of food that I was putting into my body
Sickening
prior to
now,
surgery.
huh? You're just like, how? How did I do that? Was there a moment where you felt like completely unprepared, either mentally or physically after surgery?
I mean, maybe the first couple weeks because I was still trying to figure out what do I feed my husband? What do I feed my child? I'm still on liquid diet. I can only have X amount of liquids a day and they still have to eat. So there's food in the house and my 2-year-old can't fix food for herself. So I still have to get
Exactly.
up and make her
Yeah.
meals and smell the food. And luckily after
Not taste the
surgery,
food as
I
you
didn't
cook.
have an appetite after surgery at
Yeah.
all. I was like forcing myself to eat. But, that was probably one of the harder things is still planning for them and making sure they had food and weren't running to fast food, every night for dinner. Um, but yeah, I guess that was the most unexpected thing.
Yeah, because we're moms and we got the surgery, they did it. So I have a house full of boys. So I definitely get that while I was on soft food, I still had to make spaghetti and tacos and all the other things that they like to eat and not tasting it as you, because I was always one that would take a bite as I cook because you just got to make sure it tastes good, right? Got to make sure it's seasoned right.
I am still that way, and I'm trying to break that habit because you snack while you're cooking or taste while you're cooking, and then when it's time to sit down for dinner, you're like,
Your
"Oh,
phone.
okay, I'm not
I've
hungry."
already eaten. Those little bites have added up. So, what about the effects on your relationships? Have you noticed a shift between either your husband or your kids since the surgery?
I definitely feel like my husband and I are closer because he chose to adapt a healthier lifestyle as well. So we're now going on walks and definitely more active, like I said, on date nights or, not going out to eat as much. I feel like my daughter's still kind of young, so it didn't really affect her. I mean, I guess it does because we don't have the bad snacks, or not bad snacks, but unhealthier options. We try to keep the food healthier for her. But I would say my husband and I definitely have got closer through after having surgery.
What about your like extended family, your sisters, parents?
So my sister actually is an intestinal failure and she does not eat by mouth at all. She's on TPN. And so I guess that's made me kind of understand what she's going through a little more because I don't eat as much. So I mean, we've kind of gotten maybe a little closer. I don't just because I understand what she's going through more. My parents were they eat out a lot. So every time they're calling, they're like, "Hey, we're going here. Do you want to go? Or do you want to meet us here for dinner?" And I'm like, "Can we do something different?" Like, so I don't see them as much as I did because there'd be 2, 3 nights a week. We'd go meet them for dinner out, out to eat. And now we eat most of our food in the house because I just don't enjoy going out. So
Well, maybe you can get them more active or invite them. We're getting real creative. I've gone to pottery classes now. I've done painting. I've realized there's a lot of stuff you can do. I don't know about Indiana though. I'm not quite sure how much you guys got out there.
I mean, the town next to us is a decent size, and there's painting, and there's the river, and there's things to do. You just have to seek them out.
Yeah. So learning this new journey while mothering can be tough, right? So what was really going on behind the scenes? Like you said, showing up daily for your 2-year old.
In the beginning, it was tough because I couldn't lift her for 2 weeks. I think it was maybe two. I think 2, 3 weeks because she was over the 10, 20 pound weight limit. So my husband had to do a lot in the first couple weeks, and that was kind of tough because of course she wanted her mom. She wanted mom to do this, mom to do that, but I wasn't able to get down and give her baths or pick her up when she needed me.
Well, did you feel any guilt while going through this journey? Because a lot of people feel like, this is kind of a solo journey. It's for you so you could get healthier, but eventually your family is going to be affected a little bit. So was there any guilt for you doing this, or at least like while you were healing and you couldn't do as much?
Maybe a little during the healing process, but I ultimately knew too that I made this decision for her because I was having trouble getting up and down off the floor. When she's getting the age she wants to play, she's running all the time, and I don't think I would have been able to keep up with her a year ago from today. If I would have never got the surgery, I would have been sitting on the sidelines, watching her do all the things because I couldn't have kept up. So, I mean, maybe a little bit of guilt during recovery, but I ultimately think I had that thought in the back of my head that I was doing it because I knew I needed to do it for her.
What legacy are you hoping she sees in your journey?
That you can do anything you put your mind to, and that it's not too late to change.
She probably won't remember. Wouldn't that be awesome? She won't remember when you're that big. You have to show her pictures.
There's plenty. Because of course, well, and I say there's plenty, but there really isn't because, I was bigger and I hid from the camera. I mean, when she was a newborn, yeah, we have pictures with her, but I didn't want my picture taken or I was trying to hide behind people. So,
I always
there
say
are
we love to
pictures,
do the
but
headshots. As big girlies, the headshots be on point, but those full
headshots with the
bodies
angle. You got to angle your
and
phone
with the
down.
angle, because you got to make sure your neck not looking too thick in the picture. So yeah, I definitely agree. I was looking for a picture of me being pregnant because I wanted like the belly pic. I think I found like one random one. I was like, that's crazy that I was doing that.
I didn't get maternity photos. I mean, I didn't do any of that
Exactly.
because I was like, you can't even tell what's the point. This is what I look like every day. So
Exactly. Like I didn't even need maternity clothes. I just went up a size. So when the weight starts coming off and people start celebrating your journey, but inside you don't see it, you don't feel it. What's the hardest internal shift that you had to face?
accepting the compliments, I guess, because, when you're bigger, you don't usually get, oh, you're losing weight or you look great or, you get some of the backhanded compliments like, oh, for a bigger girl, you're pretty, or, so accepting it and like loving who you are as a person. And
No, I get what you're saying because you don't necessarily always see it. So you don't know if they're saying it just to be nice or, because they notice some weight loss, but it's not as dramatic. So you don't know how sincere the compliment really is because what you're seeing in the mirror is not always matching what they're complimenting.
right.
So does it make it for awkward conversations?
A lot of people don't even know I had surgery. I
Mm-hmm.
am active on my TikTok and I document my journey on TikTok. But as far as Facebook and the people that I see in real life every day, I didn't tell anybody. I told my family and a few close friends. But other than that, I just went and did it. Because, you get all the, oh, surgery's cheating or it's the easy way out or, and I just didn't want that because I didn't feel like it's anybody's business but mine. So,
Exactly.
um, I haven't seen a whole lot of people really. I mean, I've kind of been staying in the house, so I haven't seen a lot of people since I've lost the weight and I've really haven't posted a lot of pictures. So, um, I haven't had to have those conversations yet. And I haven't decided if I'm going to actively share that I had the surgery. I mean, I'm not
Well, if you
ashamed of.
lose a certain
Yeah.
amount, it's gonna be obvious. Either that
Though,
or you're on crack.
we're on that Ozempic era, so everybody thinks it's weight loss shots. I mean,
Yeah, but even like there's a
right.
threshold where it's just like, okay, this is more than just the shots.
And I probably eventually will come out and share share having surgery because I do want other people to know that it is an option and don't listen to people saying it's the easy way out because it's not. I mean, it's definitely difficult and it's not a quick fix. So,
It is not, and it's a lifelong fix because your stomach is not going to come back. You have to accommodate that. But yeah, for I've always had those type of conversations, and I didn't tell anyone. I had like my bubble that only knew, and they're the ones who did like I did a food funeral party because I'm dramatic. So we had a whole party for a food funeral, and I think it was like maybe 6 or 7 people that knew like the entire time. And then I had it my surgery in Halloween. My birthday was in July, and that's when I think I posted on Facebook my first like full body picture because I had a cute dress on. And someone said, "What did you do? You look amazing." And I was just like, "Yep, time to say something." Because now it's just kind of like it's obvious.
Right.
You look like a completely different person. So it's for me, it's just kind of like you say, it's my business. But now that I'm on the other side, sure, I'll tell you because I'm done now. But I agree. Like while you're going through it, it's best to keep it to who's going to be positive and supportive and encouraging because it's already a big step. I don't have time to be arguing, defending what I'm doing too. Like that's just too much. So, what have you discovered about yourself on this journey? Good, bad, it all. What have you discovered?
Um, well, clearly, like we've discussed, I have a bad body image of myself, so I'm working on that. Um, but that I am capable of doing hard things and showing up for myself every day. I recently started doing couch to 5K, recently as in yesterday, but before that I was walking every morning, and getting up before work, where in the past I would have been like, oh, I don't have time to go walk, I don't have time to go to the gym, like I'm a mom, I work 10 hours a day, like I would have made
Mm-hmm.
excuses. So actually doing things that, get me closer to my goals and a healthier life, um
Mm-hmm. It
and that you
forces
don't.
you to plan for it. Like,
Yeah.
there is no, I'll do it later. Like, you have to do it. So we got to figure it out.
It's all planned out. My life has to be very scheduled now. Like
Yes.
what I'm
From
eating,
the
when I'm eating it,
vitamins to
when I'm
the
going
to
yes,
the
take a
meals.
drink.
Exactly. I have to get up at 5:30 for workout because like you said, I don't have time. Like once I'm up, the kids and everything, it's either at 5:30 in the morning or 10 o'clock at night.
And don't get me wrong, I have been at the foot of the bed while my husband's watching hockey with my dumbbells, sitting there doing my
Yep.
weights or walking in place or
Yep.
dancing. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting my workout in. I'm finishing my steps for the day." Like,
Yep.
I mean, I do it to get it
Exactly.
done, but
As long as we're getting it done, right? What is one non-scale victory that has brought you to tears because you can finally be like, this is why I did it. Like, this is why I got the surgery. Has that happened yet?
yesterday we were at the playground with my daughter, and they had this, I don't even know what it was. It had little steps, and you stepped from one stepping stone to the next, but it was up in the air with wires. And before, I would have never attempted it. I would have been like, no, can't hold me. But I
Yeah.
did run across it a couple times yesterday on the playground with her. Um, so I guess just getting out of my comfort zone and doing things that I definitely wouldn't have done 80 pounds ago.
Kudos to you for getting on the playground with your baby and having fun with her because she'll remember it probably more than you think. So, what's a battle you fought silently during this journey? Something that most people wouldn't even know that you're carrying.
Um, Probably the coping strategies with, you can't just run to the cabinet and open up the bag of candy that's in there because you're having a bad day. You have to figure out alternatives to deal with your emotions. And I've had several breakdowns, and my husband will be like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Can't have
I
cake.
but yeah, learning how to cope without running to food or using it as the crutch. People have a bad day, they go out and get their cake or whatever. You just can't do that anymore. I mean, I could, because I don't experience dumping syndrome. I've ate the sugar. I was hoping that I would have dumping syndrome, that I would completely
Me too.
not be able to eat anything, but
Me too.
unfortunately, I still can. So just knowing that, we have a kitchen full of food and I could do it, but I choose not to. So,
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I got the bypass is because I want the dumping. And I went to my doctor. I said, my dumping doesn't work. He was just like, that's not a thing. I said, trust me. I mean stuff. It's not dumping. So you still have to have self-control. Got it. But one thing I noticed is being that we can't use food to cope, it kind of forces you to address, okay, so what is causing this trigger? Because if I can't have the candy to relax me from it, maybe I need to look at how to prevent it from even happening. And then that's when the work really starts happening, because you can start analyzing what's really causing those rough days. Is it because you're rushing? Or, is it that your relationships, some of them have to be addressed, and how people talk to you? Like, all of those things start coming into play. And that's things I was not expecting to have to really go through with the surgery. I'm thinking this was just about the weight loss, but for it to be like a sustainable lifestyle, you'll be surprised at how much is affected by just saying, no, I'm not going to have food. I'm not going to do this. It's a lot more that is affected by that decision than you would think. Like, so marriages had gotten all the way together from the from the surgery. So, what are some coping skills have you discovered to kind of help with that?
Definitely like removing myself from situations and using working out and getting my mind off whatever, I'm hyper focused on at the moment, spending more time reading and getting my mind off other things and putting myself in a book and focusing on their reality or their, storyline and not what's going on in my life at the current moment.
Exactly. Kind of like just change your focus.
So,
So for someone listening who's brushing off their pre-op prep, whether it's a year down the road or 3 months or 3 weeks, what would you sell them to snap them into reality?
to do what you're supposed to do, and they're not just telling you to do it because of insurance, that it is a very big part of your life afterwards. The planning, the tracking to know how much protein you're getting, how much water you're getting in, like you said, the vitamins. Like, if I don't track it, I don't know if I did it or not. So I have to track it. So just getting in that habit of doing it before the surgery will make it so much easier, because you have so many other things to deal with after the surgery that you never thought you would have to deal with.
So what does success looks like to you now?
Being able to play with my daughter and doing the things that she enjoys doing and not sitting watching from the bleachers or the picnic bench while she plays, being able to fit into old clothes that I never thought I'd fit in again. Even though I can't see it, I clearly am losing the weight because they're still sitting in the back of the closet from, 6 years ago when I lost the weight and could wear them for a short amount of time. But just showing up for myself every day and just doing what going on my walks, working out, eating healthier food is success to me.
Notice how you never said a number, because it doesn't matter. You're living for your baby, you're living for you. And I think that's as successful as you can get in this journey. Just keep that in mind, because you are doing amazing. And I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, where can people connect to follow you on your journey?
TikTok, and my handle is Mama P VSG, and it's kind of boring. Post what I eat in a days.
But that's helpful. That's why I reached out, because it's a realistic view of the journey. It's not always the cute little gym outfits.
Very true.
Sometimes it's just, hey, here's a mama. This is what I ate today.
And I have adapted where My family and I, we eat the same things. Like I just, I may add a piece of bread for my daughter and my husband or whatever, but we eat the same meals every night because I know there's some families that are like, "Oh, I cook two or three things different." No, we're going to eat what mama's eating. If she's going to be in the kitchen cooking it, like you're going to eat what I eat, but I do try to, accommodate them too, knowing that they didn't get the surgery and they also have different nutritional needs than I do, but we pretty much eat the same
Yeah.
dinners.
Yeah, and usually what I do is even if we're eating the same, like for example, when I make them chicken Alfredo, I just have it without the pasta. So it's the same filling and everything. And I just put my meat and veggies to the side and then I'll add the noodles and stuff. And it's the same thing. So layers like that makes it real easy to kind of accommodate everybody. And I mean, sometimes I do sneak a couple, some noodles in there too. Not as many, but it's easier than people think. Like I thought when I first started that, oh, I'm gonna have to make 2 meals of everything because I'm not gonna be able to have this, and I'm like, you just have to learn how to accommodate everybody. And honestly, they need a better lifestyle too. They don't need to be eating all that junk because they'll end up like me.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to share?
That it's not too late to change, that, you can make the decision, not make the decision, whatever is right for you. It's a personal journey. It's not for anyone else but beside yourself.
Exactly. And that's the perfect lead in to our very last question, which is my journey, my business, where we ask our guests to give a little peek into their world and tell us what's something you do in your journey that may not be according to the rule book or to the status quo, but it's something you do and it's your journey and your business. So you gonna do it.
I have a double shot of espresso every morning with my
Yes.
protein.
Yes.
um, they tell me every time, they're like, "Are you having caffeine?" And I'm like, "Yes, my double shot of espresso every morning with my protein." And they're like, "You're not supposed to be doing that." But for me to make this a lifelong commitment, that's the one thing that I do enjoy. And it helps me get 30 grams of protein right in the morning. So
So I was like, at least I put protein in it.
and I enjoy it. And I follow a couple creators on here or on TikTok that make different coffee recipes every morning. And
Yes. Some
so
of them are
I've,
better than Starbucks, y'all.
yes,
Like
I've started
the
buying the
protein
syrups
coffees
and
are top tier. That's a good one. My journey, my business. We're gonna drink some coffee, okay? Well, thank you so much, Kelsey. I really enjoyed this, and I would love for you to come back and check in once you're further along in your journey and kind of tell us how you're doing.
sounds good.
Hooray. Before you go, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with someone walking their own path. Join the Facebook group and sign up at bariatricpaths.com to get all the details on upcoming events, support, and more. We're in this together. Go out there and crush it. This podcast is for support and inspiration only. It is not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor or care team about what's right for you.